Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. My name is Vaiyasaki Das. Srila Prabhupada played the harmonium on so many tapes. We've heard the beautiful bhajans of Narottam Das Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and many of us have probably wanted to play the harmonium the way Srila Prabhupada did. And Srila Prabhupada also wanted us to learn to play the harmonium properly in an authorized way. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, I was able to perform a little service in Mayapur Dham. While there, I traveled through many villages in Bangladesh and in Bengal, and there I was able to learn something about the Vedic style of playing harmonium. So I've been asked to give a series of lessons about what I've learned. Hopefully by the end of this series, you also will be able to play authentic Hare Krishna melodies and bhajans of the acharyas in the same way that Srila Prabhupada did. So first, let's get to the basics. In every system of music, we find there are 12 notes. And in the Vedic system, it's categorized as follows. 7 notes are called Shuddha, which means that they are pure notes. They never change. 4 notes are called Komal, and 1 note is called Tibra. The Komal and the Tibra notes, they are changing, as I will explain just now. The 7 Shuddha notes are as follows. Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Ni, Sa. Then we have the 4 Komal notes. Komal notes are designated by the line underneath the notation. So for example, Komal Re is played like this. Re becomes Komal Re. Ga becomes Komal Ga. Dha becomes Komal Dha. Ni becomes Komal Ni. So all the Komal notes are 1 step down. The Tibra Ma is played this way. Ma becomes Tibra Ma. And that takes care of all of the 12 notes in the octave, and every octave is the same, has the same notes, whether higher or lower, so that takes care of every note you ever want to know. Now there's 3 octaves that we want to deal with in the harmonium. There's the lower octave called Udara, the middle octave called Mudara, and the high octave called Tara. And the notation is as follows. For all of the notes in the lower octave, we designate that by putting a dot below each note. The Mudara or middle octave, they have no dot, and for the Tara or high octaves, we put a dot above. Here on the harmonium, you can see the 3 different octaves. This is the lower octave, the Udara octave, and then this section here is the middle octave, the Mudar octave, and then the top notes are the Tara octave, the high notes. The next thing we're going to do is play through the notes on the harmonium. Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Ni, Sa. You can notice that this high Sa from the Tara octave has a dot upon it. So all notes higher than that will also have dots on them. Proper fingering is very important if we want to learn the harmonium correctly. Here we have a chart showing which finger should be played with which note. First finger goes on the Sa. Second finger on the Re. Thumb on the Ga. Then the first on the Ma. Second finger on the Pa. Third finger on Dha. Thumb on Ni. And then again on the Tara Sa, the high note Sa, again the first finger. So we'll play that together. Sa, first finger on the Sa, second finger on the Re, thumb on the Ga, first finger on Ma, second finger on the pa, third finger on the da, thumb on the knee, and on the high sa, first finger. So now we're going to do a little practice. The Vedic system of practice is very nice because we learn to sing and play the harmonium simultaneously. So we'll sing these notes and also play them. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa, sa, ni, dha, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. When we're singing up the scale, this is called in Sanskrit arohi, singing up. And singing down the scale is called avarohan. Next, we're going to do our first exercise so that we will get practice playing the harmonium and singing the notes together. In the beginning, we'll sing sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. But eventually, we'll be singing Hare Krishna, like that. So this is how the exercise goes. We sing the arohi and the avarohan, one after the other. In the beginning, 4 beats per note, then 2 beats per note, then 1 beat per note, then 1/2 of a beat per note, finally 1/4 of a beat per note. And I'll demonstrate how this is done. First we'll do it 4 beats to the note. Sa, and now 2 beats to the note. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa, sa, ni, dha, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. And now 1 beat per note. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa, sa, ni, dha, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. Next, we'll do 1/2 a beat per note, which means 2 notes per beat. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. And finally, 1/4 beat per note, or 4 notes to the beat. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. And then back to 4 beats per note again. And you perform this over and over again, and one will learn not only the fingering, and not only will one become very familiar with playing the harmonium, but simultaneously you'll develop a very nice singing voice. A good exercise is to play the scale right across the whole keyboard, from the lower octave to the middle, right to the very top, like this. And gradually you'll be able to do it quickly, like this. Now we're going to take the same scale that we've just practiced and we're going to put the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to it, as follows. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this lesson, we've already learned a little bit about the harmonium, the Vedic system of notation, how to finger the notes and to chant them up the scale and down the scale. And also we've learned to utilize that to practice a very simple Hare Krishna melody. Now in the forthcoming lessons, we're going to expand upon all this and get deeper into the science of chanting and playing the harmonium according to the Vedic system. Jai, Gaur Hari Bol. Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna. This is lesson number 2. And we're going to introduce 2 new concepts. Tal, which is rhythm, and alankar, which means ornament or embellishment. Rhythm is very important because we have to learn to play in time so that we can play with other instruments. And also the alankar is very important because through the alankars we learn how to make the music very musical. All of the melodies that we know are made up of the alankars, so when we learn the alankars it'll be very, very easy to pick up any melody at will. So the first alankar we will learn is as follows. I have here in groups of 3, sa re ga, ma pa da ni sa. This is the arohi going up, and I will play this for you now so you can hear what it sounds like. First I'll do it very slowly. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. And then going down, the avarahan is like this. Sa ni da pa da pa ma ga re sa. Eventually, we want to be able to do this more smoothly and quickly, so it sounds like this. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So this is the first alankar that we're learning, so we should practice this together now. If you have your harmonium, try and get it out and we'll do it together. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. Sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. Don't forget that it's very important to remember the fingering, that the right fingers go on the right notes, and also to sing out very nicely. Sing these notes out with full breath and with full vim, vigor, and vitality, because the idea is that by doing this, you'll be able to improve your singing voice. This is the theory behind it. We're learning not only how to play the harmonium, but also how to sing. So if you practice this particular alankar over and over again, your fingers will become very, very accustomed to playing on the harmonium, and automatically they will go to the right notes. Now we can utilize what we've learned in this alankar by playing a very simple Hare Krishna melody that was Srila Prabhupada's favorite. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now, if you watch very closely, you'll see how my fingers are playing this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the important thing is practice. Just as in every other phase of devotional service, one must practice and do it nicely so that one becomes expert. Similarly, when we have some time, we should go over these alankars regularly so that we become very familiar with them. So the end result will be that we'll be able to play the harmonium very nicely, and guests who come to the temple will be very much attracted by the singing and chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hari-o. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hari-o. This is lesson number 3. Today, we'll go deeper into the concept of alankars, and we'll learn 2 other alankars. Here I've written them down on the card. These are a grouping of 4. And of course you'll remember this sa, re, ga, ma. I've drawn the vowel sound on each one just for simplification. We'll practice this again and again to become proficient in the use of fingering and singing on the harmonium. But of course it's important to remember that what we want to learn is to play the harmonium and to chant Hare Krishna, and that this is just the foundation for doing that, not that we want to become expert in chanting sargam. So I'll demonstrate how this alankar is played. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma da pa ma ga re sa. Now this will require a little bit of practice, because although it may sound easy, it is not very easy as it sounds. So it will require a little bit of practice to get it smoothly and to get the voice and the sargams together. So try and remember that one, write it down so that you can practice it nicely. Going up the arohi and coming down again the avarohan. So I'll sing this again now, and you'll look on the card to see how this is done. Sa re ga ma pa ga ma pa da ma pa da ni pa dha ni sa ni da pa ma da pa ma ga re sa. So that was the alankar with 4 notes to a grouping. So you practice that and try and get the rhythm nicely, 4 notes per group. And also now in this lesson I will show you another alankar where we have 5 notes per group, as is written on this card. 5 notes per grouping. Sa re ga ma pa, re ga ma pa da, ga ma pa da ni, ma pa da ni sa. This is the arohi going up. And also, coming down, the avarohan is the same. So we'll run that over together now. Sa re ga ma pa, re ga ma pa da, ga ma pa da ni, ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma, ni da pa ma ga. Sa re ga ma pa, re ga ma pa da, ga ma pa da ni, ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma, ni da pa ma ga re, pa ma ga re sa. When one becomes proficient at this, it will sound more rhythmic like this. Sa re ga ma pa, re ga ma pa da, ga ma pa da ni, ma pa da ni sa, sa ni da pa ma, ni da pa ma ga re, pa ma ga re sa. So we can now chant a new Hare Krishna melody which will incorporate everything that we've learned up to this time. Starting with the high sa, Tara sa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this lesson, we've learned a little bit about the different tals. We've learned how to do the alankars with 4 notes per grouping and how to do with 5 per grouping. So the idea is that we want to get the fingers more accustomed to playing the notes in various groups, in various arrangements, and also to get a nice rhythm, a smooth rhythm going through it all the while. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hari Hari Bol. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna. This is lesson number 4. Today we're going to introduce a new concept, the concept of raga. Of course, you might be knowing that ragas are the integral part of Indian music. or Vedic music. And I'll explain today what the raga is. Here we have some ragas listed. The first raga, number 1, Bilabol. This is the equivalent to the major scale in Western music, and that's the raga that we've been doing all our alankars with in the previous 3 lessons. So we have the notes sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, the pure or shuddha notes. So going up, the arohi, and coming down, avarohan, they comprise the raga known as Bilabol. Bilabol raga. But today we're going to introduce another raga, Kamaj, which is different, quite different. Let me show you the difference. We hear, going up, we have the same as the Bilabol rag. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. But coming down, we have a different situation. The ni changes to a Komal ni. So going down, the avarohan is sa, Komal ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. So that means that every time we're going up, we're using an avarohi scale, we hit the shuddha ni. And every time we come down, we have to play the Komal ni. And that sounds like this. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, sa, ni, ga, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, sa, ni, ga, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, sa, ni, ga, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. Did you notice the difference in the sound of the ni? If you didn't, I'll play it again. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. Now I'll play a Hare Krishna melody using this Kamaj rag. This rag is called Kamaj, if you want to write it in your notebook. And it goes like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. So this raga has a slightly different mood because of the Kamali coming down gives it a different mood. So now what we would like